I've had several parents ask that I do that so they can listen to it later. So we will share this probably on Google Drive for any of the parents that couldn't make it or staff members that want to listen. So welcome to our interesting little situation we're in. I hope that we continue to be in this together. It is, you know, one of those things that as a community, I believe that we can get through it together and mutually support each other in the process. So one of the things I wanted to say is if you haven't been in the school today, please come, and you can drive up to the school and in your child's mailbox should be your packet of information and your kit. Lower L is still finishing their touches on their kit, their book, and their instructions. They have a few more things to put in, but Children's House and Toddler have their kits ready. And so many of them we've stuffed into the mailboxes that would fit. Some of the toddler ones just won't fit in there anymore. And what I want to do is explain the process and how we came about this. When about 2 weeks ago, I got this uneasy feeling that life was not going to be so wonderful, that something was going to be difficult and challenging. And sure enough, we had that. And we started preparing for the just in case. And the just in case that we decided to do was, let's prepare what is developmentally appropriate for children so they can continue to learn regardless of the situation. And if we end up not needing it, well, then we have extra things for summer school and the school year. So that's how it came about. As the situation around the world got more interesting and more challenging, I have connections and am involved with an international Montessori association. So I was hearing about what the Montessori schools in China, in Japan were doing, and really started thinking about what we could do here. And I brought it to the staff and asked them to be creative and think about how we could support our children and families in a meaningful way within some of our Montessori guidelines. And I have to say they rose to the occasion amazingly. They challenged themselves to be creative. They worked extremely hard. Miss Mary helped shepherd this whole process, particularly with the Children's House level, and kudos to her. Kudos to all the teachers and assistants. And today, the final assemblage of these packets, particularly for Children's House, which are really personalized for your child, for each child. A certain 3-year-old is going to have certain things in there that his or her teacher believes will be beneficial. We even had staff kids who are off or home from college coming and help. And so we have those that work together because we wanted to provide you with hands-on materials and a kit, and assuming that you would have nothing. So even the basics of scissors and a pencil sharpener, we have in there for those Children's House kits. Toddler has done similar, that is age appropriate for their children. And every year, every level that gets a little older has a little bit more abstraction to it. And our idea is to support and to make sure that children and the adults have some familiarity of what they're going to be doing while we're apart. Our other philosophy that I felt was extremely important, and the teachers really embraced it was the idea of this type of meeting with their students and the parents every day. And so you'll get an email from your teacher that will say, this is how we're going to do it for our level. But there's always the ability to ask for some personal time or to send an email as well. And the rationale that we used and that I feel strongly about is this is a stressful situation for all of us, but it is particularly stressful for the children. They just might not be showing it yet. And in the beginning, it feels like a vacation, but very quickly, they don't understand, even regardless of the age. We still are talking, especially, say, the upper L children had a discussion today about what they were afraid of, what they wanted to know. But the idea that you can see your teacher face to face, that you can see your friends as well, that you can see your other friends, that you might hear your teacher singing a song or doing a group activity is so important from a mental health perspective that I knew we had to do it. And so we will all be using this platform, Zoom, for those meetings with children or with parents, depending on the level, or a combination of both. Because that familiarity of knowing these are still my friends, these are still who I need to be with, will be really important. And so we believe that to be vitally important, and you'll get to see where you're at with that. I think the other thing I would like to say is, if I was going to give one set of advice for you as parents going forward, my biggest one is to adjust your acceptable level of carnage in your house for the next couple of weeks. So adjust your expectations down so it is not as stressful. And anything along the lines that you can do to enjoy your family during this time would be great. When you can, get outside. I'm a big believer in that nature helps calm, and even a walk around your block when you feel comfortable is going to be healthy for all of you. Put your phone down and just be present in the moment. And I think that that will be incredibly helpful for your mindset and your kids during this time. We'll share all kinds of sites, and certainly any of you that are online have seen things shared as far as activities to do, other avenues of connection, other educational sites. It's been heartwarming too to see how many of these sites are going to be free for our use and your use during this time. We hope that we will be back when we're supposed to be back, which would be April 6th. But as you all know, and I know, this is kind of an uncertain time. So we will plan accordingly, do what we have to do, and add on days to the school year if that's what we need to do, if we end up having another additional week as closure. So beyond that, we are just going to take it one day at a time, anticipate, plan with our staff, and connect with our families. And that's what we believe might be the best way to go. I would also say that I'd like to acknowledge the Rock Prairie Montessori School Board for understanding our situation and our work in making sure that our school stays, our nonprofit school stays financially healthy, and that we keep our school together. So we are following the legislation that's being proposed. We want to support all of our assistants and teachers during this time. We want to be as fair and as equal with our parents as we can. Hi, Atlas. But we also want to be sure that we stay together as a community. So I think after that being said, I'll open up to any questions or any thoughts. If you want to raise your hand or just start talking, you're more than welcome to. Does anybody have anything on their mind or any suggestion they might have?
I'll go ahead and say real quick, kudos to the staff, because I know some of the people that we work with today, when they had an appointment to go to one of the public schools to pick up their packet. They were told they're going to pack it. They were told they're going to get everything from the kids' lockers, and they showed up and he got his kids' boots. He's like,
Aw.
I didn't come in to get boots, I came in to get the packet. So really great job getting that all together. It's pretty important. Thank you.
Thanks, James. It's been an undertaking, but we've taken it seriously, and we really have tried to customize it for the children. I would say it was gratifying to see the teachers in this weekend. All over the weekend, the emails were popping from new ideas, more things that they wanted to put in. They are testing their Zoom hosting capabilities. Hi, Atlas. To see how to make sure that it could be smooth. So that could be a bump in the road, perhaps, if they get a little concerned or worried about their tech services. But then again, we had a parent voice, hey, anyone needs help with their video conferencing platform, let me know. So I really appreciate it. One thing, I've had some questions of people asking, why are we still open? So I want to clarify that. The governor said Wednesday at 5 o'clock, since according to the Rock County Health Department, they still do not have a confirmed case in the county, though that was an hour ago when I checked. They would be the one that would close us sooner if they needed to. We didn't need to close because we've been working on this for 2 weeks. I really have the greatest respect for public school educators who might not have had that ability to work on it ahead of time because perhaps they didn't have direction or what could be logistically done. So they have a great deal of challenges along those lines because of size and because of their situation. So I really do highly respect and want to do a shout out for our public school teachers that are doing everything they can. But I imagine that's really hard with communication as well. So thank you. Does anybody else have a question or a comment or a what if or anything
Hey,
they
Martha, this
have
is
as
Gabe.
well? Hey, Gabe, go ahead.
I just wanted to throw myself out there too for any help with Zoom issues, because we do use it a little bit, not quite to the extent that you guys do. But if anybody does have issues, feel free to give me a call too. I'm going to be at home because we've put in our contingency plan at work, so I'll be working out of my office here. So have anybody reach out to me that needs to.
Great, I appreciate it, Gabe. Yeah, more than anything, I think the biggest concern for the teachers will be they can do a dry run here at school, but I'm advocating that they try one from their home to see if they have issues with their internet or if there's anything that in the invitation process that might throw them off. So thanks, Gabe. I've got you down. Anybody else have anything they want to add or talk about or question or even suggest? Anyone has any suggestions for other families even?
Hi, Miss Martha. This is Autumn Cumlin.
Hi, Autumn.
Hi, I just wanted to comment. I got the message from Miss Chris with the abundance of materials that is amazing that we have at our fingertips. And I'm just hoping we can do you guys justice, because I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to work and do all this? But there's a lot of great information. So I'm really actually looking forward to working on some of this stuff with Kieran. So I think hopefully they speak the same for the other parents, that since they can't be with their teachers and doing, the traditional way of learning, that the resources are, yes, amazing. And we have a child in public school and at Rock Prairie. And so, yeah, we've experienced the disconnect on that end as well. So thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I will forward that on to the teachers. But yes, Autumn, there's pressure now. No. Whatever you can do. That was our whole idea, was what is too much, what is not enough. So we kind of erred on the side of, we would rather give you more and really experience as much as the children can, and especially with the mindset that this is familiar materials to them in some way, shape, or form. Some of them might look slightly different because we couldn't send their usual wooden materials with them. So we made more abstract copies. So that was our whole idea, is to be able to have that familiarity, because that also goes such a long way for children to feel safe and comfortable, and hopefully make it easier on you that what we are giving them, although it might look a little interesting or slightly different, they should know how to do it. If they have any struggles with what they might be doing, or you're not sure how this works in whatever paper or activity it is, that's where those teachers really do want to be emailed. If you don't see them in your chat, or you forget to ask in your video meetings, of which we expect to be a lot of them, you might miss that video meeting or whatever. It's like anything else too. Everyone has mutually agreed that whatever goes on in a Zoom chat in the background is none of our business. So no different than your child starts doing all kinds of crazy things the second you get on the phone. If you're having a meeting with your teachers and all kinds of things happen, don't worry about it. We're all in this together, and we're all human. So this is part of being a community. So thanks, I appreciate it.
Can you hear me? This is Richard Wilbur.
Yes, you're a little muted, Richard, but keep talking. I can hear you a little bit.
Sorry, I'll try to speak up. So, curious about what the time frame is, like when these guys are on video chat for each of their classrooms, for example, lower L. Okay, so are they going to be on in a group setting? Are they going to be on one-on-one? Like, is the teacher going to be calling them one at a time, or how is that going to work, and how long are they going to be on those chat sessions?
That's a good question. So how I understand lower L is going to do it is, of course, the first couple of times it's everybody seeing each other's faces and the parents as well. So the idea is for lower L, and Chris will have it written out. I believe she foresees the first connection is with the parents, and then just to make sure they understand what to do. And then perhaps the second connection is the classmates seeing everybody, and she'll say hello to them, and they'll have a little mini classroom meeting. I don't think she meant more than 15 minutes, if I understand her correctly, though it could take longer because of this format in having people say what they want to say or say good morning. And then the rest is pretty much independent work with some structure and check-in. What did you get done? How did you do it? And that is up to you as parents as well, how much you want to do, what you can get done, what they get done, that sort of thing. So there is some flexibility, but they won't be on, I don't expect more than a 15-minute, maybe a longer one in the beginning, but I would guess these would be 15 minutes for lower L, 2.5 hours. And the same with the other levels, like for toddler, most of that will be parental support, which can be offered at different times, and a little bit of the children seeing their teachers and their teachers reading or singing a song. Upper elementary will be more advanced. They will have a classroom meeting at the start. They might show a lesson in between. So I guess the best way would be, I would think 15 minutes to a half hour at a time would be my guess. We'll have to see how each teacher and each group kind of forms in that way. So that's a good question. I appreciate it.
Sure, thanks.
Miss Mary?
Children's House plan on having probably a morning circle time with the children, sing songs, read a story. They will be sending you your email out, but they are going to stagger in case you have children in more than one Children's House classroom. I believe the first one will be at 9, and then another meeting at 9:30 and a meeting at 10. They will send you that information. And then probably every other day or so, they will have a chat open for parents to ask questions, check in to see how it's going. And then, of course, they'll communicate with you by email, have videos maybe available for you to access on some ideas that you can do at home with things you have around the house in practical life area, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Miss Mary. Miss Stacy, while I have you on, is there something you want to say on behalf of toddler?
Toddler's kind of the same way as Children's House. We'll be doing about a half an hour session at 10 o'clock in the mornings with songs and a story. And then we'll be offering a parent meeting time at night, either at 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock, depending on what day it is.
Okay, thank you, Miss Stacy. I appreciate it. Anybody else have any questions or ideas? One thing I think I would, oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to say something, Miss Bonnie Sue?
No, I just finally got into this.
Okay.
All right.
Welcome, welcome, Miss Bonnie Sue. I'm glad you're in it. Nice to see everybody. It's a nice way to connect. So a few of the things I'd like to say is during this time, let's try to stay connected, not only in these meetings, but if you have anything you need, anything that's going on that you have a concern or something you want to share, let's email each other, because this is a community that does help each other quite often, and that's always quite a comfort. The other thing that was brought to my mind today is that idea of gratitude that we have this ability to connect with each other over this time, and to be sure to share gratitude to the people that do have to continue to go to work every day and can't be at home. So our first responders, anyone in the medical field that we know is going to really be working hard, and we want them to be safe and healthy, and the delivery people that we're all going to be counting on in one way or another. So let's be sure to thank and show our gratitude as we can. Anybody else have any questions or comments? All good?
Quick question.
Yes.
Will so I don't know that we can make the 10 a.m. meetings with our schedule. Will those be recorded and posted somewhere that we could watch them later together?
Good question. Yes. Yes. Every teacher will try to record. The biggest downfall is if they forget to record when it starts. So we'll try to have somewhere, I'll recommend that every teacher has a sticky note on their computer that says record. And then that will be, that recording could be shared on a Google Drive. All you'd need to do is email your teacher to say, hey, we missed the meeting. We had other things going on. Can we see it or hear it? Most of the recordings are audio only, but that will still be valuable for the child and you to hear as well. And you might have some ideas. And by all means, at any time, you can email your teachers with any questions or concerns or ideas or anything along the lines. They always are checking their email. We don't shut down. So that should work out pretty well to be able to continue the communication and then being able to see a recorded, listen to a recorded meeting. Thanks for asking. That's important. Anybody else at this time have any other questions that they're thinking about? Just want to look at my list and see if I missed anything. No. I think I have it. So we are still open tomorrow and Wednesday. You do whatever you are comfortable doing, and we will do the same. We are making sure that we're taking care of our staff in our community, so we don't want anyone in that is not feeling well and that is comfortable coming to school. That is also staff's choice as well. But we will stay open unless something changes. Please come get your packets. The teachers did work really hard on them, and I know they would appreciate your gratitude and feedback as you go through them. They did work quite a bit on it. With our upper elementary and lower elementary, those will be more involved online. They'll be using Google Classroom. All of those invitations will go out. And by the way, I just want to extend that if you do have a situation with a sibling that is not at our school, someone who, you know, a child that is older or whatever the case may be, that you would like some ideas on some support materials during this time, just email me and describe your child and the situation, and I will see what we've got to be able to share to support your other children as well, because that's the least we could do. And as long as you give me enough information, I think I can cobble something together with the help of our other professional teachers to support your other children as well. So, sounds good. Anybody else before we close?
I just wanted to say thank you again, Martha, for all the staff's hard work and hanging in there for as long as you have to hang in there.
Thanks, Gabe. Thanks, I really appreciate it. It's a wonderful community and you all are part of it. So we feel good when we can be a part of it and we can do something to support our kids. I think that's really the bottom line. So, all right, well, thank you everyone very much for coming. Take care, and we'll continue to see each other in some way, shape, or form in the days ahead. Bye-bye now.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.